when you're cycling in winter, it can get cold. So one thing you really need to look after is your hands. You need to be wearing a pair of gloves when you're cycling. But last week I was cycling home and it poured down with rain and my hands were freezing cold. They were soaking wet. And I thought maybe it's time to get a different pair of gloves. And that's partly because these rubbish Everton woolly gloves that cost about £8 maybe aren't up to the job, a bit like Everton. So I set out on a mission to find the best waterproof gloves for cycling. So I went online, looked up all the reviews and stuff, and then I bought these top of the range sealskins waterproof all-weather cycle glove. And I thought, oh, they're very nice, but maybe I want something that's a bit more reflective so people can really see what I'm doing. And then I bought these ProViz Reflect 360 waterproof gloves. I was like, blimey, those two are pretty expensive. Maybe I should get something a bit lower price. So I got the Grab woolly waterproof, apparently waterproof gloves. I was like, if I'm going to look at budget, I should really look at the cheapest option available because sometimes you just don't have the money to spend. So I bought these, the cheapest waterproof or supposedly waterproof gloves I could find on Amazon from brands ambiguous, I don't know. And we're going to see which pair of gloves makes the most sense to buy, and let's find out. So I think when you're looking for a good pair of waterproof gloves for cycling, I've come up with a list of things that I think are important. Obviously, waterproof, number one. Generally, you want it to be properly waterproof. You don't want anything sneaking through the gaps. For me, like touchscreen friendly is also good if you want to change your track on Spotify. Reflective detailing, obviously good. Windproof, that's probably the most overlooked thing. You don't want the wind coming through, you're making little fingers freezing cold. So being warm, obviously they want to be comfortable, and you want to have a bit of dexterity in there as well. So I think they're the key things to look for, which we're going to explore a bit more now. Okay, so I'm going to quickly try and run through which of these four gloves I think are the warmest. Obviously, it's quite hard to visually demonstrate warmth on a video, apart from, I don't know, a thermometer on my hand or something. So I'm just going to give you a quick feel test, and then I'm going to rank them from warmest to coldest. Yes, the ProViz, it feels like it's going to be pretty warm. It's obviously windproof, which is definitely important. So put that as the baseline. Here's the Grab. I don't know what they call it. Grip Grab. They don't feel, they're pretty cozy, but they're nowhere near, definitely not as warm as the ProViz. So I'm going to put, this is going to be the cold end, this is going to be the warm end. Okay, and then these, whatever brand they are, Sport, whatever, they feel very, very warm indeed. There's no mess in there, but they are also very thick. So they're going to go above ProViz. That's probably going to be here. And then sealskins, they're a lot thinner. How do they feel in terms of warmth? They're pretty cozy. They're definitely not, don't feel as warm as those. But I'd probably argue that those are too warm. How do they compare to these? Oh, it's hard to say. They're very close. Let me try them both on at the same time. I'm going to go, the sealskins are a bit warmer, but it's close. They're basically equal. So least warm, but still good. Nicely warm, feel very cozy, and these are really, really warm. Possibly a bit too thick, but still, if you're worried about getting cold, probably not a bad option. Okay, next up, I'm going to test a bit of Dexterity. So here are the cheap, sporty Amazon whatever gloves. They're not the easiest to move around, really. You're going to have to really grab a bit. So these are going to be low on the ranking, let's say. So that's probably the lowest you're going to get. Let's try ProViz. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're definitely more movement than these ones. Not complete freedom of movement, but pretty good. You don't have to really make a fist to hold the handlebars. Pretty good. And then what have we got? Let's do the seal skins next. Yeah, that's more movement than the Provers. That's pretty liberating. And then Grub Grab, which I'm going to guess are probably, yeah, that's complete freedom. So although they're the coldest, they definitely offer the most movement and freedom. Complete normal movement, really. So Grub Grab comes out on top on Dexterity. It's not a bit hard work to move your hands, both good, complete freedom. Okay, here I'm just going to do a quick show of how reflective each of these gloves are. I think there's obviously going to be one clear winner here. Let me put on the flash. There you go. So obviously Reflect is definitely the Provers doing what they do best, being very reflective. They're actually pretty good. You can see it's like the logo is reflective and that thing, little pointy thing on the finger. Sealskins, tiny bit reflective. Not a ton though. And then you got your little pinky on the Grub Grabs. So everyone keeps your little pinky safe. Okay, so as I'm in Spain, it's not raining, although there is a big cloud coming behind me. So to test out waterproof for the gloves, here they are. I've got a swimming pool, which is pretty wet. Start with seal skins. And I'm just going to dip my hand in the pool, basically. Yeah, completely dry. Can't even feel like don't even feel like I've been in water. Pretty much wipe off as well. Retains a bit of water here, but my hands are completely dry. Perfect. Next up, I've got the Reflect 360 Provis glove. Just going to dip the hand in the pool again. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you can't feel anything. Completely dry. Oh, it's got a cool effect that's on your hands. Completely dry. Absorbs it a bit on the surface, but hands are completely dry inside. Not a drop. Yeah, they're completely waterproof. Okay, next up, we've got Grib Grab. Slightly different texture, you can see. Very flexible, lots of stretch. But how do they do if you dip them in the water? Oh wow, they're actually completely waterproof as well. They weren't lying. Can feel a slight coolness to the hand, and kind of, but very slightly, but impressively. My hands are still dry inside. Feel a little bit cooler after being in the water, and the water is cold. But as you can see, dry hand. Last up, cheap and cheerful Amazon gloves. Are very thick, feel very warm, but are they completely waterproof? Let's find out. Nope. They are not completely waterproof. Yeah, within a few seconds. Obviously, dipping your hand in a pool is a bit different to cycling in the rain, but they're not waterproof. I'm not sure if you can see the moisture on my hands, but they're soaking wet inside now. They held on for a second and then leaked. Yeah, they're really wet inside now, so these are not completely waterproof. Unfortunately, they are very warm, but not completely waterproof. And there we have it. Okay, so I put all 4 gloves to the test, and I can say that 3 of the 4 are completely waterproof. The only one that wasn't the cheapy Amazon ones, but for 10 quid, what do you expect? They were water, they held off for a second. If it's light rain, they might survive, but waterproof, the best waterproof cycling gloves guide, no. However, the other 3 were completely waterproof. Now, these are all more expensive, but I think these were £50, the sealskins. Provis gloves, I think 50 or 60, about the same price. And then the Grip Grab, they were kind of middle ground. They were about £30. What I would say is that these 2 feel, if you're cycling really cold, like below 0, maybe shoot for one of these. These feel like they'll do well even in sub-zero temperatures. Pretty dexterous, not for dexterity, whatever the word for that is. Obviously, the Provis ones have got a lot of reflective detailing. Sealskins, I'd probably say, most comfy, and the seal is better than on the Provis, which is a bit fiddly. So there's not much between those 2 in the detailing. And the Grip Grab I was really impressed with, to be honest. If it's really cold, maybe you'll probably start feeling it a bit more. But these have complete flexibility in the fingers. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing gloves. They're all touchscreen friendly as well, and amazingly, they're completely waterproof. So I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure which one the best are. I really like these. These are about £30 ish. I think they're on Amazon. Pretty good. If you're on a bit of a tight budget, get these. These are really good. If you want to splash the cash, these 2 are both excellent gloves. Not much to choose from. If I had to pick a favourite, I might go sealskins, but both really excellent winter waterproof, warm touchscreen cycling gloves that are really good, and I would recommend them. These are good though. Good grab, worth buying. So yeah, that's all for now. Thank you very much, and see you later.